a go second variant of Gemknight versus Mathmech, very likely with the backup Ignister. Hopefully no mouse cards in the extra deck. I don't see any. Begin.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
Start off with Circular, send Sigma from the deck. Sigma reborn from Engrave. We have nothing in the extra monster zone. Searching for the Super Factorial. With 4 materials used, you could add any spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. What's a good spell or trap card? A Floodgate. I don't know what we're searching, but let's find out. Activate. Detach 4. Oh my Jesus, impermanence to the hand? No way! And we also have the Super Factorial to rip a card of the hand, a card from the field, and give us an Omni Negate. We got Nibiru, we have Impermanence. Is that the best way you can search Imperm? We're now going to Hollow Core, send a Fusion card from the deck to the grave to special summon itself onto the field. Scatter, Fusion, activate, chain Super Factorial. Now on a separate chain, we're going to be sending the Hollow Core. We're going to send a card from the hand, and we're going to have an Omni Negate. Reborn 3, the Diameter will give the Laplacian the Negate. Let's trigger on Summon, and let's get Sended. Scatter Fusion will also be sent ideally, but we get hit with a Forbidden Droplet. That is devastating. Completely negating the effect of sending from the hand, back row, monster, and a negate. We just have Impermanence and Nibiru. As we're now going to make the Lady Rose Diamond. This is by design. This is a turn 2 deck. We want to go second. We built our deck for this very reason. Get the Shadow Dragon in graveyard by card effect, triggering the effect to pop a back row card, forcing out the early Impermanence. Imperm onto the Neprim. We now know there's a Nibiru, but will Nibiru go through? The Hollow Core states that only while in the graveyard, you could banish 3 Gemknight cards from your graveyard, including this card, to negate the Nibiru. So before 5 summons, we have to get this engrave. We're going to add a Triple Tactics talent to the hand. We are going to just scoop it up. The turn 2 deck wins. Now, losing to a turn 2 deck means that for game 2, we would choose for them to go first, right? That's what I'd be thinking. Let's find out. Now, Lemon with Shadow Fusion. This is another card that helps make your turn 2 strategy better. If your opponent controls a monster summoned from the extra deck, you could use your deck for a material for your Fusion summon. What do we have here? We're going to draw maybe a new hand trap. Well, not the right hand trap. We have an Ash. We have every co-linked monster is untargetable. We can Omni Negate anything. We can negate a face-up card in the field. We can negate a spell and trap card with the Deceive Worm. We can send multiple cards from the field or hand to the graveyard and give us another negate. We have at least 6 forms of disruption. Now, this is a turn 2 deck. Let's see what's good. Start off with the Shadow Fusion, Ash Blossom, negate. Ate the Ash. It did its purpose. We can now use another card that would be susceptible to Ash. Now we're going to follow up with the Scatter Fusion. Scatter Fuse it up. Deceive Worm is going to negate the activation. Now, since we're activating the card while it's already face up, it's going to remain face up. It does not leave the field. Let's now summon the Neprim. We're going to negate and banish the Neprim. Neprim wants to be sent to the graveyard. If sent to the graveyard, only from the hand or deck that is, you'd be able to additionally send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard to special summon it back on the field. We're now going to Quartz, activate to set our Brilliant Fusion, and we're going to just go into the Laplacian. Send a card from the hand. Send the Brilliant Fusion to the graveyard before it activates to fuse with the deck. And even if it were to activate, we could use Laplacian with the effect of Diameter to simply negate. Goodbye to the Gemknight Fusion, goodbye to the Brilliant Fusion, and just like that, 1-1, let's hop into game 3. Corellia, within the standby phase, we're going to draw per summon from the hand. We have the ability to send cards, negate. We have Imperm negate. We could draw maybe into a hand trap. We can negate and banish anything. Not as good as our previous duel, but still very good. Heavy Storm's going to have to be negated by the Allied Code Ignister. Shadow Fusion instead gets negated by the Allied Code Ignister. The Heavy Storm is going to go through. Negates. Now, let's read the Shadow Fusion. You can only activate one Shadow Fusion per turn. Well, if we read the Allied Code Ignister, negate the activation. Thus, I can activate another one. I may not want to do it right away. I may want to Heavy Storm first. Heavy Storm. Wipe up the back row. Why not cross out Designate Heavy, mate? Super Factorial. Reborn. We're going to cross out Designate. Just remove an Ash Blossom from the deck. Just like that. Letting our opponent know that we don't have Ash in hand. As we're now going to randomly rip a card from the hand and have an additional negate. We also lose the Impermanence. So we lose the Form of Disruption to be able to send a monster and or back row from the field to the graveyard. What good card do we want to rip? That good card is going to be goodbye to the Gemknight Dispersion, having our also additional negate. We just have a negate. I think that is it. One negate. We're going to use the effect of the Gemknight Quartz to set a Brilliant Fusion. We're going to thrust, add any spell card from our deck to our hand. Laplation, negates. And that is it. We are out of Disruption. Full Gemknight plays. Show me the way. Summon a Gemknight Lady Brilliant Diamond. We're going to trigger the Nephirim. These are cards that were sent from the deck to the graveyard, by the way. And the Hollow Core in graveyard is an Omni Negate as it's being added back to the hand. It could just be discarded again. As we discard it, reborn back the Nephirim. Nephirim's going to further search our deck for a Dispersion, which was beforehand sent to the graveyard by the effect of Laplation. Summon the Hollow Core, send a Gemknight Fusion for the deck to the graveyard, allowing the Dispersion, if we use it again, to now use the deck for Fusion Summoning. Nephirim allowing an additional normal summon into the Armadillo, grabbing a Nephirim. Can we deal with the 7600 attack? Untargetable, by the way. Can't target, and is 7600. Surely, Gemknight has something to stop this. As we make a Gemknight Master Diamond, we're going to be using the effect of the Link 2 Quartz fusing with the Banishment or Graveyard to go into the Gemknight Master Diamond Dispersion. We're going to use the Lady Brilliant, tribute off a monster, summon a monster from the extra deck. We're going to use the Diamond Dispersion, summon up to 3 bodies from the extra deck or graveyard. So full field. What did we just do here? Gemknight Ruby. Tribute one other face-up Gemknight. This card gains attack equal to the attack of that tributed monster. Only 6,000. That's not enough to deal with 7,600. No way. 3,200 damage. We're passing. We can't stop a big monster? That's what Gemknight gets countered by? What? No way. I don't think we have any form of disruption. Back up Ignister, searching our deck for a Firewall Defensor, discard away our Fool Loss, as we're now going to make a Linger Rebo. We're going to be triggering the Firewall Defensor. Hollow Core is going to be activating to negate the in-grave effect of Defensor, as we're going to use our Allied Code Talker Ignister to negate the negate. How did this duel turn around? Summon from the deck the Firewall Guardian, which is what we tried to negate, as we now re-summon a G Golem Crystal Heart, which will be able to reborn the Transcode Talker. Transcode Talker can now attack more than once. We're going to tribute off the Allied Code Talker Ignister. Sigma is now rebornable since we have nothing in the extra monster zone. We're going to use 4 bodies to make the Neo Tempest Terror Hurts. Transcode Talker, activate, reborn the Splash Mage from Engrave. Splash Mage further, reborn Multiplication from Engrave. Multiplication, when sent to the grave, is going to multiply the attack of the Terror Hurts. Activate, boost, 6,000 attack. Access Code Talker, boost. As we're going to further use the Terror Hurts to send from the extra deck to the graveyard. Is this going to be helping us make an even better play? We have Pack Bit, which will target a monster on the field and put it into the back if we wanted to. 11,000 attack, 8,500 damage for game. EMG flipping the game around thanks to the 7,600 attack Ignister. Gemknight potentially had no way to out it. Could someone think of what Gemknight could have done to stop it? Crazy. Ryu-Ge is here. Ryu-Ge Mistva is activating to search our deck for the Ryu-Ge field spell, as we're going to destroy the Mistva as we play the field spell to reveal 3 Ryu-Ges, 1 to the hand, 1 banish, 1 to the graveyard. We're now going to activate the War Zone. In response, Fool Loss. This is summoning 3 bodies onto the field. This is our big play. It's 1 from the deck, 1 from the banish, and 1 from the grave. Now, let's further Xyz into the Varadros, giving them a second draw for the Fool Loss. This is our Omni Negate. We're going to use the Kaiba to grab the Ryu-Ge Dino Domains, as we're now going to set the Winter Cherries and pass. What are our forms of Disrupt? This only on special summon would be able to target a card on the field and destroy it. We do have the Dino Domains which states that if a monster on the field with less attack than this card, you will be able to negate that activation, and that's going to be less than 3,300. So we have a negate. We can negate anything with the Varadros. We can disallow them from adding with the Droll and Lockbird. Now, Misva can be a form of disruption. If a monster on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you could tribute a level 10 Ryu-Ge, special summon this, and then destroy up to 2 cards controlled, then place that many continuous spells from your deck on your field. Maybe that's going to give us a form of disruption. Let's see how this pans out. As we activate 1 for 1, discard the Acheron, summon for the deck the Mace. Mace will pop itself to search our deck for the Memento Fusion. Acheron's going to trigger to Reborn, Droll and Lockbird. No more adding from the deck for you unless you finger my Droll. We can negate the Droll. Do we? We do. Varadros, negate the Droll. The Misva can destroy the Varadros to be another form of disruption. That will be a way to disrupt. So if this card is destroyed, you could then destroy 1 card on the field. Let's Reborn the Acheron. Acheron is here. As we activate Triple Tactics Talent, take control of a monster. We're going to take away their Anva. Anva had the effect of the Dino Domains to negate a monster smaller than it. It also allowed us to summon the Misva. We now can't Misva, but we can now Winter Cherries. Only now do they have more monsters than us. What are we banishing from their extra deck? We have Maliss cards, we have Ryzeal cards. What? I did not see that. We have Creation King in our own extra deck, and this is in response to the resolution of their Creation King already activating. Banish their 1 copy of Creation King from the extra deck. Gaddock's going to trigger, Reborn, add the Bone Party from a grave to our hand. Let's Bone Party, pop a monster from our hand or field, summon from the deck into the horse. We're going to trigger the Acheron, add the Sleepy Engrave back to our hand here. Horse will pop itself, send 3 cards on the deck to the grave. We're going to return 5 cards engraved back in the deck to Reborn from engrave our combined creation. You see this lingering effect window, and you see the field, this means we lose. This is giving us the effect of mementos that level 9 or higher mementos can attack directly. 3,000, 5,000, exactly 8K. Cringe or based? You tell me. Let's go. 8K to the face. Had we been forced to destroy the Varadros, it would have non-target destroyed a card in the field. Let's go to game 2. The opponent's got nothing. We have full combo. Protoss, what do we want to declare against Memento? Protoss declare Earth. It's perfect. Earth has been selected. GG for GG Sync. Negate, plus pop a card. You cannot summon Earth monsters. You can't special summon, that is. Can't special the horse. You have Darkblade on summon, discarding Acheron to pop a back row card. And we're going to detach to negate. We're now going to chain Bone Party Mate to try to special summon in response. We're going to use the Ryu-Ge End to destroy the Darkblade. Wipe it away. Not today. Now, this is coping on the fact that they may not have a Memento in the hand. Obviously they do, so they could just pop the Combined Creation from in hand. Combined Creation, not special summonable. Goblin is here. Now, what's going on here? How did we pop a newly summoned monster? The Varadros does not negate and destroy the card it's negating. It has the effect of, after negating the activation, then if you negate the activation, you could detach to destroy any card on the field. That was crazy. Take out the newly summoned Goblin. As we have the Acheron Engrave Reborning, it is a water. Scooping. We activate the Acheron so we get attacked directly with 2 monsters we can't even special summon thanks to Protoss. We have a starter, extender, extender. And the deck has a lot of extenders. They have the Goblin, Quick Play, triple Bone Party, triple Memento Fusion if they have enough Mementos to even activate it. And this puts you in a scenario of when and what should you hand trap, and the answer generally is there really isn't a correct answer. Try to get lucky, stop in their first effect. Maybe they didn't draw one of their 9 freaking extenders. We have Gaddock, and then they have Horse, which could further extend. So it's like 12 freaking extenders. Horse would just summon alongside whatever you negated. And knowing that Horse is a part of their regular starter play, you could wait for the Horse, it being a starter and extender, to just negate right then and there. But then maybe you're turning on a Memento Fusion. You never know. There's upsides, downsides to pretty much everything. If you save Ash for the Creation King, they could try to chainlink block it with a Cross Sheep. They could chainlink block it with a Gaddock. Now, they're not always going to have the opportunity to chainlink block it, but in some rare circumstances, that could also end their turn. Let's use the field spell, trigger, reborn a monster from Engrave, further reborn, triple bodies from Engrave. Let's pop the Acheron with the Memento Fusion to add Memento Fusion or any banished card or Engrave back to our hand. We're going to return back the Creation King. Proxy F. What the F is going on? Chimera, King of the Phantom Beast, randomly discard a card from the opponent's hand during the end phase. Proxy F Magician is now activating. Special summon one monster, 1,000 or less attack from your freaking hand. You up, mate? As we now pop the Anguish to reborn the Goblin. Further go... A bow. A bow is here. Discard a card, reborn a monster from Engrave. Now, during the opponent's turn, it's a non-target destroy card in the field. This is why I love Apollo being banned in today's event. Instead of Apollo, we got this great card. Now, we didn't make use of the effect to reborn a light or dark monster. That's okay, but during the opponent's turn, non-target destroy. And let's see what we have from there. Randomly discard with the Chimera Phantom Beast. We could pop cards, negate with Ash, pop with that. We have also the Bone Party, which could go into a form of disruption. We're going to use the Ash Blossom to attempt to negate the effect of the Melody, which you do have to negate this, because they're going to get the card that says that if you respond to their card, that they get to negate your response. Thus, this is the main starter you must stop. And it, of course, is going through. Now, to play around this, you just don't respond to their activation. It states that you can negate your opponent's card effect that's activated in response to your Ryu-Ge spell card or effect. So just wait. They activate Misva. I should say, don't wait. You wait for the Misva on the resolution of being played from the hand, and then you get rid of it. Or you get rid of the Anva itself. But if it gets destroyed, it will trigger to play the trap. Anva is here. Creation King, pop it itself, plus the Anva, trigger the Anva to play from the deck. Memento Field Spell, targeting the Creation King to reborn another monster. We have Kaiba, triggering. If 2 or more cards were destroyed this turn, you could special summon this card from your hand. Okay. We are going to set up the Dino Domains. We can now negate a monster on the field. Is this only during the opponent's turn? Once per turn when an effect is at, this is either player's turn, but it does not matter. We get completely wiped out. Say goodbye to the Kaiba and the Dino Domains. We just have Mistva. Mistva, activate, a bow, chain, pop it, mate. Anva would have negated this. Negate the activation of a card in response to your card, but we no longer have it. Say goodbye to the Mistva. Non-target destroy, a bow is here, and she is top tier. If we were to ban Apollo, Konami, do it. What just happened? What the? Draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. Yeah, she has this other effect. During your standby phase, you could draw cards equal to the number of different monster types in your graveyard, then place cards from your hand on the bottom of the deck in any order. A full-blown mulligan. 8,600 damage. Let's go. Lethal. Well done. Broken AF. You know, that effect should rarely ever be popped off. Ideally, you have some way to get rid of it, or you're going to lose anyway. I think in most cases, it's going to be win more. You would win already without it.